Hi, this is Ambritt from Louisville Public Library. Today we're going to be doing some crafting, but I wanted to let you know we're going to have a grab bag the first Monday of every month. It's going to be related to the craft. There'll be supplies in there for you and it will correspond with that Saturday's video. So this will be once a month, the first Monday of the month. Also, if you could leave a comment, we'd really appreciate it. It truly helps the library. Just let us know how many people are watching at home and if there's anything else you'd like me to do in the crafting videos or different crafts you'd like to see. Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to be doing some paint pouring. This is really simple. All you need is some paint. You could just use some simple acrylic. You can get these at craft stores. Walmart will even have little bottles like this for under $1. And then you just need a little bit of water, some sort of dish. It doesn't have to be a paint dish. It could be anything. What you'll want to do is do equal parts water to paint, usually. Depending on what kind of paint it is, sometimes you might need less or even more water. For this, I would recommend probably doing like 40-60 ratio, something like that, maybe just to start out. I would recommend using more paint than water at first. It's easier to add water to the paint versus to take away the water. So I've already started mixing 1 cup. I've done some green, blue, and I've just added in a little bit of white and yellow and kind of made my own mixture. Now for this one, I have a little bit of water in here and I'm going to add some of this pink paint. So I'm just literally going to pour it, squeeze it into the water. You want to have some sort of tray for your canvas or your object that you're actually pouring onto. It could be, you know, anything. This is just a lid. And then make sure to put down some mats or like a trash bag, just to make sure that you don't spill any paint. If I can get this one out of here, I'm not sure. There we go. So just put your paint into your cup. Again, you want to do either about equal parts or more paint than water. So I'm going to stop there just for now and then do a little mixing. Just using the end of a paintbrush. You could use anything you have to mix your paint. What I like about paint pouring is there's no technique you really have to follow. There are techniques as far as pouring goes that you can just Google online, you know, paint pouring techniques, and there's tons of different really fun ways that you can actually pour. But you can't just do it totally random. You don't have to do it any specific way and it'll still turn out cool and it'll be your own thing. And what I like about this method of doing a mix of water and paint is that you're not wasting so much paint. There's a lot of paint pouring where you're just using just the paint, and that is going to obviously use a lot more paint. This way you're kind of conserving, you're using half less of what you would use normally. So once you get this to a consistency you like, I've heard you want it to be kind of like buttermilk consistency. If you're not sure, I would kind of shoot for that kind of consistency. I think this is going to be fine, what I have here. So I'm just going to take the end of my brush and just set my brushes to the side so they're not in the way, messy. And then I'm going to go ahead and set aside my paint. And then I just have some extra water here. And I'm just going to make sure my mat is down in front of me, just to ensure I'm not making a mess. Okay, so now, as far as the paint pouring goes, I think I'm going to do, I saw a method where you pour 2 at the same time in the very middle of your canvas. So I'm going to just go for it. Kind of go into one another, kind of spread it out. Because your goal here is just to, I'm going to go ahead and pour some of that in there so I can get a little bit of that mix on the side. There we go. Your goal here is just to cover your entire canvas. It doesn't, again, have to be a certain, you know, specific way. And then this is the part where you're kind of going to control how much you have where. So just kind of start tipping, just so you cover those spots that are still not covered. See how it's forming its own cool design there. If you want, you can wear gloves for this. This is acrylic paint, so it does wash off pretty easily. Just once you're done, go ahead and make sure to wash your hands. So for the sides, I'm just going to rub a little bit of that paint on just the ends where I see some white peeking through. And then if you have like any air bubbles or chunks of paint, you can kind of just move them off. Use your brush. Kind of put those off to the side. And you can also use your brush to kind of swirl some of this together. Okay, so as you can see, I have some cups here. This has helped me elevate my canvas. So whatever you're using, whether it's a canvas, some sort of object, like a frame, you want it to be elevated with something. You could use any kind of like cups, plastic cups, cans, small like tuna cans or something. Just something so it's lifted up so there's, you know, that pour will go along the sides. So again, just go over each side. Now that you're done with the top part, you just want to make sure your sides look nice. So I'm just going around just a little bit. I mean, it's a canvas, so I'm probably, you know, I would probably frame this so that I can actually hang it. So you might not really have to worry about the sides, but depending on what you're doing and what kind of object you have, you'll want to make sure each side is covered. So that's really all there is to it. It's just mixing your paint. Again, 1-to-1 ratio is recommended, but I would even say do a little less than that, do more paint than water, and then you can always add more water after. And then it's just pouring. And there's tons of different techniques. You could literally just pour it on there, kind of like I did. I didn't really end up following that technique that much. And then it'll look something like this. You'll have, you know, however many colors you want. You could do 4 different cups of different colors and swirl them all together. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching. Okay, so now my project has dried. I want to show you what it looks like. See that there? So now I could put this in a frame and hang it up on the wall somewhere, any way you'd like. These are going to, you know, be their own unique design, you know, more like abstract, which is what I like about them, because there's no right way, there's no wrong way. You just pour your paint onto your canvas or your object, you know, what you could do, like a picture frame, like a wooden box, anything that paint will stick to and dry. So this has been drying for over a week now, but it really only about overnight the next day, so 24 hours, it was pretty much dry. I let it, before I really touched it, go another day. So 24 hours is probably going to be your best bet, but if you really want to make sure, go ahead and wait 48 hours, something like that. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you end up baking anything, I would love to see pictures. Thanks for watching our video today. Join us again next week and every week on Saturdays for a crafting video. Also, again, there'll be a grab bag once a month on Mondays, the first Monday of the month, corresponding with that Saturday's craft. Again, please leave us a comment in this video. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us a bunch. And don't forget to stay safe out there.